Hey guys, back again with another review, and this time it's of Redemption, also known as Hummingbird, from 2013. Written and directed by Stephen Knight, and it stars Jason Statham, Agatha Buzek, Vicky McClure, Benedict Wong, Ger Ryan, Yusuf Kirkor, Anthony Morris, Victoria Bewick, Christian Bassington, and Danny Webb. So we get to meet Joey, and at the beginning we see that he was in the Afghan war in the Special Forces. But now he's homeless and he goes to the soup kitchen where he's got a friend called Isabel. Well, they're both asleep in the street in a box. And these two guys come along and they're taking stuff from the homeless, I guess. So Isabel tells Joey, don't do anything. Don't do anything, Joey, please. Or, well, she calls him Joseph. He ends up fighting them. And he ends up running away because he's badly hurt because they were trying to fill up Isabel. So he comes across this big, massive apartment with these pictures of naked men on and all sorts of stuff. And he finds his credit cards and these amazingly good suits. So he ends up getting a shave and make himself look better and getting a lot of money out. Well, he ends up working at a Chinese restaurant and Isabel ends up doing prostitution. So at that Chinese restaurant, he ends up having a fight. He ends up working for the local mob boss, who's a Chinese guy called Mr. Choi. He ends up doing all sorts of jobs for him. But at the same time, later on, he's becoming more and more close to Christina, the nun, who they've got this relationship where they can both understand each other. Where they both haven't forgotten their past. Joey, when it comes to being in the Afghan war, and Christina, when it comes to her childhood, they've both got a very deep pain, but they both can feel and both understand. It brings them closer and closer together. And you can tell one doesn't want to be one thing and the other one never was what they thought they were, but at the same time they have to be that because it's what they're expected to be. So for instance, Christina is a nun. She's a really nice, caring person. She's got a good heart, but at the same time, that's not all of who she is when you watch the movie. Same as Joey. He was in the Afghan war and he's quite a violent guy and he can be a good guy, but he's never a good guy. Throughout the movie, you never feel like Joey is a good guy. You feel like he's a guy with serious pain going on in himself and demons in his mind and in his body, but he's affected by everything and that he can't just let go and that the anger's always going to be there. And Christina kind of brings that out of him in the fact that she makes him smile more and she makes him more happy. And I think that connection really, really is a very powerful part of the film. But you find out that Isabel is murdered by somebody. As Joe's doing all these different jobs for Mr. Choi, he wants to find out who did it so he can find the bloke and basically see him to get him back for what he's done. So throughout the movie, you get the relationship between him and Christina, and you also get him looking at finding his daughter and finding his ex-partner and trying to build a relationship in some sort of way. But he never tries to get with them. He just tries to help them. And throughout the movie, Christina always says to Joey, you need to be a good man, Joey. You need to be a good man. Please tell me I'm helping you be a good man. And in the same aspect with Joey's helping her to be a woman as well. So it's nice. And the action is okay, but I always put that to the side. Because in this movie, as much as it is an action movie to a degree, it's also got strong elements of drama and strong elements of getting to know the characters. I felt like I got to know the characters pretty well in this movie. And I felt like they all got to me in a different way. Especially the two main ones. And I felt like they all did their parts really well. So this is probably one of Jason Statham's better movies because it doesn't just focus on him fighting. It doesn't focus on him having to act as a hard guy constantly. But there is that same element where Jason Statham is himself, like he is in every movie. But at the same time, there's more of a warmth but darker side at the same time. It's hard to explain. The character's more complex because of like his story and because of the way he is. And what I like about this was you never felt like he was a guy who was good, but you could feel like he was seeking redemption, like the movie says. But at the same time, he couldn't get to that point because he was a broken man. And I felt like that really made the film a lot better. The ending was okay. It had quite a nice ending. I felt like it could have ended slightly better. I felt like it was slightly disappointing in the sense that I felt like something bigger was going to happen. Overall, I'd quite say it was a really good movie. I'd say that Jason Statham is pretty good in it, and everybody else. And I'd recommend giving it a watch if you like Jason Statham, or if you like a more grittier kind of film, because this film is pretty gritty. But it never gets to the sense of being over violent, and that's what I like about it. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. I highly recommend giving it a go. If you've seen it, guys, as always, let me know what you think of it down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Take care.